Hi everybody, Cheaply Chic. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Today I am jumping right in and I'm going to be working in the new Living the Sweet Life collection. I'm so excited about this one. I have been waiting to work in this journal because I am in love with all the summer colors and everything. I love the fruit theme. I am behind, as most of you who are part of my channel know. I have 2 more videos actually to share as I sit down to film this in the Rooted in Hope collection. I have 1 more journal with me video, and then I have a final flip through that I need to film and share. So due to the fact that I know I'm super busy right now and I need to catch up, I'm not going to do a typical setup video like I do. I'm not going to go back through the collection. If you're interested in all of the items that were in this collection or anything about how the monthly collections work, I will link those videos down below. The release video where I shared everything in the collection and the extra items that were also in the shop, I'll link those down below in case you're new. Before I do, I want to at least share with you my thoughts and ideas, things that I've been gathering out of my stash. One of the items that I found at the Dollar Tree recently are these key tags. I was attracted to them because of the colors, because they're just going to match everything. I don't know how I'm going to use them, but I definitely couldn't leave them at Dollar Tree. You do get 7 in a package. And then some other things I wanted to mention that I picked up at Dollar Tree. I know everyone has been hauling this new sticker line and rub-on transfers lately, but I picked up this pineapple rub-on set. I really like all of the little sayings up here. May your days be fruitful, you're a fine apple, stay fresh, wear a crown, so sweet, tropical vibes. I love that. So you really get quite a few little pineapple emojis there. I just love those. And also right now there are some wooden fruit stickers that you can find at Dollar Tree. I picked up a couple of these wood veneer type stickers. They also have this package with some yellow and gold glitter pineapples in there. And then they also have this package with some flip-flops and palm trees. I had picked this stamp set up at Tuesday morning, probably about a month ago. It could have been like closer to 5 or 6 weeks ago now. But for $2.49, I knew this would come in handy for this collection. And I also scored and got really lucky lately at Goodwill. Actually, the last time I popped in there a few days ago and I found this Stampin' Up set. I paid $2.49 for it and it has these 4 stamps in here. And you guys know I still love the wooden stamps. So I'm planning on having some fun with those. Now my other thoughts is the fact that I really want to use this paper collection that I picked up a few months ago. I've been holding on to it for this collection specifically. It is from Simple Stories and it is called Summer Farmhouse. I love everything summer. In fact, there are a few different paper collections that I have that I should be using along with this. Summer is so short here and I love all the summer things. I always order them. But this is the perfect collection because not only does it have these adorable prints, there's some gingham prints in here, some red polka dots, and some other summer, florals and things, but there is also the lemon paper that I know I will enjoy using, and this cherry paper up here. There's also a lot of cute journaling cards and things. And because I can't just get the paper collection, I got the chipboard stickers. This was also something I bought back during quarantine when I couldn't go anywhere and I felt really stifled when it came to shopping. Anyway, I'm excited about those. I also picked up the sticker book. So there's a lot of fun stickers in there. I also have this ephemera pack, and then there is some journaling bits. So I think today what I want to do is I want to get started creating some tags and journaling cards. I did that a couple months ago here with the Serenity collection, and I really like how that added to the journal. And quite honestly, I just haven't been able to play around with mixed media and paints and things in a while. So I'm really excited to do that. Okay, so I just want to get started on some simple tags. I know that I want to paint some, but I think in this video, I'm just going to do some simple stamping and embossing. The way that I plan on using my journal is I want to do a Fruit of the Spirit study. I really like using these for studies that come to mind that go along with the theme a lot of times. So while I will be decorating it with a summer theme and a fruit theme, I thought it would be a lot of fun to use it as a Fruit of the Spirit study. I haven't done that in some time, so I want to work through that a little bit. For those of you who don't know, the Fruit of the Spirit are different attributes to our personality, for lack of a better word, ways that we're supposed to be and live by. So those are love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. So those are the fruit of the Spirit, and those are the different topics that I plan on studying. So I don't have a stamp set with all of those words. I should. I think that would be pretty awesome. I'm sure there's one out there if I took the time to look. But I do have some of them, and for the others that I don't have, as I'm working through this journal, I'll just make my own little words, you know. That's why we have alpha sets. I pulled out some of my little stamps that I thought would work well for this. And I love this stamp set right here with these two little girls. I actually picked up this stamp set. It went along with the Contentment devotional that By the Well for God came out with. Usually they restock their stamp set, so if I can find that, I will link it in the description box down below for anyone who might be interested. Let's see if I can pull off stamping this large stamp. So I just want to put them on the bottom here. So yes, here you can see that this one is By Your Love, and it is from By the Well for God. And like I said, I'll link that down below if I can find it. I'm just going to pull out this little love word that I have from this other stamp set here. And I'm just going to put that where? Here, I think. Right, so I just want to work on basic black stamping and move through this a little bit, and then I'm going to use some embossing powders. All right, so for the sake of this video, I'm just going to speed through the process here of stamping up a few tags, and then we'll move on to the next step. All right, so now that I have all of my basic stamping done, I am just going to use some embossing powder. And the embossing powder that I have is the Holtz Distress Oxide Embossing Glazes. The reason I'm going to use these is because I know that they are opaque and that the stamping that I have underneath will show through. I'm not very experienced with these. I've played with them a little bit, so it is highly likely that these are not going to be perfect, but that's not why I'm doing it or sharing it with you. So we're not going to worry about that. I'm not going to worry about that. So I have one tag for each fruit of the spirit. Notice that not all of them are fruit related because I wanted some of, first of all, I love birds, and I wanted some of them to be birds, and I wanted it to have a summer vibe to them. Also, I didn't want to just have the fruit. There is a fly flying around my head. It is so annoying. I can't even express to you how annoying it is, but he loves the lights. Oh my gosh. One of the things that I have discovered that I absolutely love playing with these embossing glazes is this Distress Embossing Dabber. I used to love playing with embossing powders back in the day, scrapbooking and stamping and everything, but this is different and I enjoy it. So it's what you're going to see me using today to create on these tags to keep it simple. I have not played around with this with regular embossing powders. Let's do it. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to see before anyone goes out. See? Say hello to Mr. Fly. Before anybody goes out and gets it to use along with their embossing powders. Now, I think all of them are different depending on if this says it's opaque. So you might notice on your embossing powder if it says if it's opaque or not. Let's see if I have one that is not opaque. Probably this black, if I would guess. And I'm not sure if all of them say so or not. You're probably just going to have to play around with your powders. But for the sake of this video and seeing how they work, I'm just going to try them out, right? The other thing is my embossing gun broke. So I'm only going to be able to use this Heat It craft tool, which it works. It just doesn't work as well as the higher heat ones, but that's okay. I'm fairly certain that all embossing inks are the same because I know they have like a gelatin base in them. This fly is going to have to die. I'm just going to have to stop and kill the fly. That's all there is to it. He's ruining my video. All right, so this is opaque. You guys know how to check your embossing powders, so I don't need to play with all of them. Okay, and there you have a basic embossed powder. So it did work with that just fine. That was the Ranger brand that I bought at Hobby Lobby. Goodness, years and years ago. I've had that forever. So I know that they use glycerin in this ink to make it not dry as quickly. So I'm sure that's the same across the board. Anyway, the key for this is making sure that it's opaque so that you can see what you're doing underneath. The thing about the Holtz colors, this is it right now. This is all that he has. So I'm somewhat limited. I do like this blue one. I should play with that and see if it'll work over the top of my stamped images. And I'm just going to play around, but just to give those of you who are new and have never done this, because I know that there are those on my channel that are new to crafting. Like I said, this is a glycerin-based ink, so it's going to stay tacky a little bit longer than a regular ink. You can use regular inks, you just have to work a little quicker, and I'm already all inked up. But what I love about this dabber is how I can smear it. The other thing is a distress, well, this is a distress embossing glaze. I'm not sure how different a glaze is from a regular embossing powder. I don't think it's that different other than it's just opaque, so you can see through them. And it is a plastic, so when you heat it up, it's going to melt. And the combination of the two are going to keep it bonded to your paper. That's all I know about it, but it's a lot of fun. So I'm just going to smear my dabber over this image. Now, one thing I will say is I have noticed that this archival ink, this is Ranger archival ink that is supposed to be permanent, does smear slightly when I rub that dabber over there. That surprised me. And it doesn't matter how long I let it sit and dry, it does that. So I have questions. Maybe I need to get another permanent ink and try it out. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you have experience with that? What's your experience with that? That's all I'm doing. And, I forgot that I wanted to rub this across here too. I don't want to get it on my tag, so I'm just rubbing that on there. I think for the sake of the mess, I'm just going to do that. For those who are also new, you can get something. Let me grab mine. This is like a anti-static pad that you can use and wipe over your images at first. If you're being very detailed, I'm not. If you don't want the embossing powder to creep outside of your stamped image, that anti-static tool is really helpful for that. All right, so I'm just going to heat it up with the heat gun. And just so I'm not talking over this, you will see that it gets this shiny finish. This heat gun takes longer than a regular embossing gun. But if you keep an eye on it, it's going to melt together and have a shinier appearance. All right, and that really does take a painfully long time with that heat tool. A regular embossing tool does not take that long. Okay, so that's it. That's it to this embossing. I'm going to speed up the video again since I am working with so many tags, and we'll see how these finish up. Okay, so let me just say, if you happen to have tried embossing and this is the only heat tool you have ever tried, I imagine that you hate it. Because let me tell you, I had an excruciating time getting this embossing powder to dry, to melt with this heat tool. I already know the reason, and it's because this is made to dry things like paints and glues and things like that. It deflects the heat. It's not, you know, pointed heat like if you had an embossing tool. My embossing tool was probably 15 years old or more, and it died the last time I used it, and I forgot to order another one. So if this is the only heat tool you've ever tried and you had a bad experience with this and you didn't enjoy it, try out an embossing gun, because it makes all the difference in the world. This took me forever to dry and it kept missing spots. It was horrible. So I will be ordering one the minute I'm done with this video. I promise. I promise you that. All right, so I am just going to ink up the edges of these tags and sew them. I'll spare all of you that. I've actually been working on these tags for a couple hours now because of the whole embossing situation. Yeah, I'll share with you the final result. All right, you guys, and that is it. That's all I'm gonna do on these right now. The fact that they are still pretty blank means that I can do more to them, some of them anyway. Something like this, even though it would make a great journaling spot. But I just inked the edges with a brown ink and did a little bit of stitching. I did find, because I had never done it before, but you can't really sew through this embossing powder. It doesn't work. My needle was getting stuck. So I just decided to sew a little bit of messy stitching on the edges of the tag, and I'm calling it done. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. If you purchased this collection, I hope that you are enjoying it. I hope that it put a smile on your face. I'm super excited to keep moving along in this journal and creating as well. So thank you guys again so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and be on the lookout for future videos with this collection. Thanks again, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.